Good afternoon. I'm Ross Wachonki, co-chair of our building committee for the office renovation project. I'd like to speak to you today about the status of the project as to where we are right now. This is a picture of our church office today. This little building is over 100 years old. It was originally the church parsonage and is actually part of the Boca Grande Downtown Historic District, which is listed on the National Register of Historic Sites. The building today is in very bad need of repair and renovation, as you can see from this picture of its roof line. It would not withstand a major storm and offers a very inadequate working environment for our pastors and staff. We're all proud of our history, and our project will completely renovate the building while meeting all requirements to maintain the building's historic significance. We started planning this project with a needs analysis more than 3 years ago. The congregation approved the design and agreed to proceed in March of 2018. Today, we are almost ready to begin construction. Our project gained unanimous approval from the Boca Grande Historic Preservation Board in November. We selected our building contractor in February, and we have submitted all designs to the county for final building permits. If all goes well, we'll be ready to begin construction in May. The project has been reduced by $100,000 versus the budget that was approved in 2018, while still maintaining adequate provision for unexpected issues. Unfortunately, renovating historic buildings can be very costly. First, we will lift the building in place and build a new raised foundation under the structure. As our builder removes the exterior siding and interior walls, he will be evaluating and maintaining every outside stud that can be saved. This work is very labor intensive and far more costly than typical construction. We are also restoring the historic front porch that was eliminated 30 years ago. That created more space at that time. And we're eliminating the upstairs that provides extra office space and storage. The stairway that you see in this picture is the present stairway that we have to the upstairs. And that particular stairway would never be approved in a renovation project today. So both these actions of removing the stairway and restoring the porch have greatly reduced the usable space that we have today. And so we have added a minor addition to our main building to recover the space that we lost in our present building. I know that many of you have looked at the plans and thought we are expanding our space. In reality, we are not. We are simply maintaining the space that we have today. For example, this meeting area that our staff uses today for numerous small meetings has to be removed from the office building, but will be included in the connector that we are adding to the main building. In addition, we're able to add a lift, which will give easy wheelchair access to both our sanctuary and our office spaces. The end result is a renovated building that first maintains its historic significance. When walking past on 3rd Street, you will see the church and parsonage from years ago. And secondly, this project maintains our usable office and storage space with much improved handicap access by adding this small connector that we showed in the other picture. Now, we still need to raise approximately $580,000 to complete the project. Our fundraising committee has been working this past month, and they are making progress. For those that are able, we would appreciate your further support to allow us to finish this needed renovation for our church. Our congregation has worked diligently for this moment in time, and we're almost there. Moving forward in faith means just that, having faith, trusting God, and trusting each other to bring this project to the finish line. Thank you. I appreciate your time listening to this status report.
Hello, Ross. This is Lindy Husted. I enjoyed your presentation. That was really well done. A couple of questions that people in the congregation may have, and I thought maybe I would ask a couple of those. I know you mentioned it in your talk, but could you go over again what the anticipated date is that the contractor will actually begin work on the building?
Yeah. Well, again, the contractor was selected in February. All of the design is complete. The contractor has put together the complete package for building permits, and he is organized and ready to begin May 1st.
Well, that's great. Well, I know all the circumstances can't be foreseen when you're in a building project, but what's the best estimate of how long the project will take to complete?
Well, we would like to have this done in far less than a year. So our target is to actually be ready to move back into the office space sometime in January of next year. Now that assumes that the weather is good and everything goes very, very well. So we're certainly prepared to take a little longer, but again, no more than a year for this project.
Great. Now, during construction, do you anticipate there'll be any interruption in church services?
I don't really see any reason why that should happen. All of the work is outside of the main sanctuary building. The access to the church from the front will be there. We may lose access from the rear for a while. There may be some difficulty with the ramp, but we'll minimize that as well. So very little disruption.
And then finally, what office accommodations are planned for our staff while you're renovating the office building?
Well, first I'd like to say that Pastor Matthew and our staff's being very flexible, and they are being very cooperative. But the plan at the moment is to move them into the small rooms that are off of our fellowship hall, that are more toward the front of the building. And for a short period of time, I think that will provide sufficient space to keep the operations moving smoothly.
Great. Well, that's all the questions I have. Ross, you did a great job, and we thank you for all the time, effort, and good work you're doing on this project. The entire congregation is indebted to you.
Well, let me be sure to thank the building committee. There's a lot of people that are on the building committee that have worked much longer on this than I have, and they put together a great plan, and I would love to see us start work on this on May 1st. So let's hope we can do that. Let's pray to God that it all works out.
Great.